Good morning, everyone. This is Nousheen Mukhtar, and I am so glad to see you. We are back with the Wellbeing Show, Relationship Talks. And today we are going to discuss a little bit, no, not little bit, more than that, about honesty, the need for being transparent with your partner, the fact that some people prefer to lie in a relationship and then the lie does something to them. And we're going to discuss why all of that happens. So, I'm inviting you to be with us, be interactive, say good morning to me first, and let's begin the show. I want you also to share your problems with us, share scenarios, share details of cases where sustaining a healthy, thriving relationship was difficult. And if you need advice, we have again Sharmishta with us. She's going to guide us with how we can build good quality, thriving relationships with our loved ones. Welcome to the show, Sharmishta. How are you today?
Thank you, Nousheen. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone who will be watching us today. And I'm very excited. As usual, I'm here to share the knowledge that I've gained with my experience. And it's like amazing to share it with people and help them out. That always had been my passion to come into this profession and this journey is all about giving them the tools to make their life a little bit better.
Yes. So before we begin talking about relationships, I want to know a little bit more about your journey. Like, how did you start with the Wellbeing Sanctuary? What was the motive? What pushed you to launch it? Because I know it's not easy to run a business in Dubai, and that too, which is related to improving the quality of people's lives.
Yeah, Nausheen, I never planned anything in my life. Like my dreams, uh, let's say dreams chased me than me chasing them. It has always been that way. Every time I have the modality that I have created, Decode You, is also through my journey of understanding life. Time when we talk about me as or a human being as a multi-dimensional being, I mean that every choice that we make opens up a portal to a
Mhm.
dimension. So
Right.
the choice that we have made in life is creating a new reality for us, isn't it?
Yes, true. Very true.
So the choice becomes a portal to that dimension.
Hmm. Right.
And the choices that I made brought me to where I am. But it was never like, okay, from my whole life as I was born, I was dreaming to become a business owner of a well-being sanctuary or trying to become a mental health expert. That was never my dream. Circumstances which I had been in and
Hmm.
how to deal with the circumstances, the choices that I made kind of paved my way to where I am today. Does that make any sense? Some people have a
Right.
dream which they chase, and
Yes.
others, like me, dreams chase to create the path.
I like that. Lovely. So let's begin. Why do we need to be transparent and to be honest? And is it possible for us, Sharmishta, to be always honest and transparent?
First of all, honesty and transparency is a virtue in any relationship, whether it is a personal relationship, intimate relationship, friendship, like a brother sister relationship, parents to children relationship. Any relationship, transparency is a virtue. But how much we can be transparent, that is the extent to which we should go or we should not go, is what we need to learn.
Hmm.
For
So, an
example, I
individual,
can give you an
yeah,
example between a parent and a child. Uh, we will not tell everything to a child, even if the child wants to know.
yeah,
Sometimes we are doing it to protect the child from stark reality, which they perhaps are not ready to deal with right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are telling that so that they can still remain a child and they don't have to grow up suddenly and to face the world of the adults.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, from a
So
child's
it brings you,
perspective, yeah,
Sharmishta, it brings us to the conclusion that we can choose to be transparent strategically when it serves best in common human interest, or when it serves best to the benefit of the person we are having a relationship with. It could be a relationship with a child and parent, it could be a relationship between life partners, lovers, it could be between maybe friends, could be clients, could be anything. Is that true?
absolutely. To what extent you can be transparent, to what
Hmm.
extent that transparency will be beneficial to the relationship is very important to understand.
Hmm. Right, okay. I'm going to go towards the relationships, the
The intimate
relationships of husband, wife,
relation.
and intimate
Yeah,
ones, and the lovers. So when it comes to transparency, usually people expect their partners to be very transparent. And usually the expectation is quite high, and either of them would want to know what happened in the past, and
right.
that's very crucial. That's crucial towards developing a relationship, that's crucial towards making a coming to a common ground, that is very important for developing some level of understanding, uh, to realize how one particular partner in a relationship came to certain decisions that led to who they are today. In that case, what do you advise, and what are your recommendations?
So, when you're building any new relationships, the best way is to be completely transparent because
Hmm.
the person in front of you will accept you and like you for who you are, not for the way you are appearing to them or how they like you to see. And if they can still accept you for who you truly are, from that, like that foundation will be a very strong foundation for the relationship.
Right. So that will strengthen the relationship.
Absolutely.
If one of the partners have had bad experiences in the past, experiences that reshaped many of their decisions, their lifestyle, their personality, and the inner core, do you think that it is safe to share those experiences and those phases of life with a partner?
Not like
Do you
when you're
think that?
meeting someone for the first time, absolutely not. A
Right.
certain level of trust has to be developed, uh, where you know that this relationship is going in a direction where it might get serious, where both the parties are involved and they're equally committed to the relationship. Then, like, obviously it's time you decide that I have to tell everything to this person and let this person make the decision what they feel is right for them instead of
Hmm.
deluding them further and
Yeah.
making them, giving them a false impression which is not true.
I got it. Yes, very true. So when exactly is the safe time? What is the level of trust that is needed to go through this?
So first of all, as I said in our last episode, if you remember, that
Mhm.
whoever is coming to this platform where they're opening themselves up to another person and
Mhm.
looking to develop a relationship, they are very brave. I mean, all of them are very, very brave. At the same time, they have to accept that they are vulnerable, the most vulnerable at this moment, when they have decided to come up front and talk about themselves, expose themselves in front of another person. So, what are we afraid of? We need to know. Most of the time, we are afraid of rejection. That's the only fear that we have. So, that fear of rejection, if we can overcome, as to knowing, developing our self worth and self esteem, that no matter what has happened in the past, who I am today, I am worthy of love, I'm worthy of a relationship, I'm worthy of trust, I'm worthy of everything else. So, once we begin with this mindset and approach the person with respect and reverence who is in front of us, I'm sure the whole game is going to be a different kind of a game. It's not going to be the game that people always play when they come or they're into a dating phase.
Yes, I understand that. Yes, very true. All right, let me drop in a few words for the audience so that they start participating. Thank you so much for joining us today in this live broadcast. We are talking about how to build transparent, trustworthy, lasting relationships. We are also going to discuss what stages and what factors bring people to lie to each other and spoil a relationship, what happens when lies are told, and how to handle the situation. Should you have any queries and questions from us, feel free to drop in the comments and we will play your comments live and respond to them. Sharmishta will share insights that you will find very useful to improve the quality of your life. We are here to help you, and we are here to discuss things that you will refrain from discussing with anyone else. We are here to help you in making your lives better. So talk to us and feel free to share. And yes, hello to everybody who has sent me a hi in the comments. I feel very happy that you have joined us today. So, going back to our discussion, Shamishta, yes, it is very important for someone to go on, understand that they have developed a level of trust, and then move on towards showing something from their past which was difficult. Building trust is crucial to forming a stable and lasting relationship. Can you share some guidelines with us? How do
So
we build
I,
trust?
I personally like, it is my principle, not only in like any relationship, like intimate relationship, but in any kind of relationship I develop. I realize that begin every relationship with complete trust until I am proved wrong by the other person.
Hmm. Right.
So
Right.
I do my part. I am putting my trust on the table,
Mhm.
and allowing myself to be vulnerable. Because in any relationship, whether it is an intimate relationship or you're building friendship, you are
Mhm.
vulnerable. And at that moment, I allow myself to be open and trusting, and
Mhm.
until I am proved wrong. And if
Right.
uh, whoever is in front of me has proved me wrong, that she or he was not worth the trust, that's enough for me to know that it was not my fault. I did the
Mhm.
part. They just didn't know how to play the game.
Mhm. So there is no reason to not to trust anyone unless they do something to show you that they are not trustworthy.
Yeah, but whoever does that, it's their loss, not mine.
True. Very true. All right. What makes people lie? In your views, what makes people lie?
Yeah, in my experience of life and professionally also, all the reasons where I have seen people lie is to protect their self image.
Hmm. It's very common here. You know, usually when you meet people for the first time, they will try to say that they are very big. So
Yeah,
it has happened to me many
I
times.
have
So whenever I meet
experienced
someone for the
as
first
well.
time,
Yeah, I have
they
like
want to
that.
show me they're influential, they're resourceful,
Yeah.
they have some level of social influence or power that they exercise, and they are known for that. So people will lie about their profession, people will lie about their age, they will lie even about their likes and dislikes, they will lie about their whereabouts. Why would they do that?
Absolutely, because the codes of acceptance here in Dubai are those. So somehow, in general, people living in this society have got this impression that unless you are a big shot, no one will take you seriously.
Mm, my God.
So this is sad, really. This is sad.
It
Um,
is.
ultimately the truth comes out. It takes a few months, perhaps a year, but the truth comes out, and then the fall that happens from where they had put themselves and to where they are after let's say that lie gets exposed is very sad, because they not only
Hmm.
lost the trust of this person, they have completely lost the value, their own value.
Yes, yes. So I will share a story with you. Many years back, in one of my events, I met somebody, and that person was very nice. I had no reason to say anything negative about him. We had dinner together. He introduced himself as a graphics something designer or something. Then he said he's looking after his father's business. I was okay with that, and obviously I introduced myself as who I was. And then he said, "Okay, I don't have any friends in Dubai, and I feel very insecure, and I feel a little bit lonely as well. So could we be friends?" I said, "Yeah, we could be friends." So we started talking about work. Since he was telling me he's from the graphics side, so we were talking about designs and what can appeal to people and what cannot appeal to people. That's done, and then we met another time and we had dinner again and we talked about general things. And he told me he doesn't have siblings and he was from some country. I don't remember now because it was a long time ago. Then I went to attend a client meeting in Mercato Mall, and I was early. So I started going through the shops and I went to iStyle. So that person was actually a salesperson in iStyle. So whatever he told me was not true. I was for a moment completely,
Shocked.
what was
Yeah.
that? Yes, so if you want somebody to be their friend,
You have to be
it's
genuine.
completely, yes, it's completely safe to say the normal things for true. Tell them about your profession correctly, tell them about yourself correctly. There's no reason to lie. Like, okay, I understand I run businesses, but that doesn't mean I'm too big for you to tell a lie to. You can simply tell me, okay, I do this and I will be all right. So yes, the importance of being honest.
It is very important, for people to understand. I mean, when you are dealing with someone, to understand the background of the people. Some
Mm,
people, like I am more like I have through for my business, to develop my business. I'm coming in contact with a lot of people, and
mm,
it's like people have been promising what they're going to deliver for whatever it's worth, and like people talk about their authenticity, their they talk big terms, which not like I value commitment, I value authenticity, I value people who are genuine, and integrity in people, and somehow
mm,
whatever through the conversation people come to know whatever you value, and they fish on that. So you have to be
mm,
very careful that you do not let out to people that what you
mm.
value. If you have
Right.
let it out to them, they will fish on that,
Mm.
and they will fish you on that.
Hmm. Hmm. Then again, it brings me to a question, Shamishta. How much do you think should we reveal safely to people, and that safe barrier that will stop people from lying to us just because they find that we have some kind of interest and they have to come up to that level to lie to us to guard safeguard that interest and build some sort of relationship.
Because in Dubai, this is a common thing. I guess since I have not lived outside for like many other countries, I wouldn't be knowing how it works in other societies. But somehow in Dubai, this is very common, and
Mhm.
men or women, not only men but women also, they have the same tendency to talk very big about themselves until
Yes.
they're proved wrong, that whatever they said aren't true. So, I mean, not only that, as a woman, you have faced it. I'm sure men also go through the same thing when they're dealing with women in the society, where they
Mm.
meet people who are like telling them a bunch of lies about themselves, and later on they figure out things which were completely untrue. So it is a mutual thing. It's not like men are lying or women are saints. It's
Yes.
like both the parties lie here in this society because they want to live up to the expectations that people have in general. We all have a very high expectations about the other in this society in Dubai.
Right. How to build the right kind of expectations that do not put people on a defensive.
Right. So, you, like whoever, if I am going to build a relationship, I would do my part right. If everyone thinks in this way, then there's going to be no problem, Nosheen. I will
Hmm.
follow the guidelines. I will be open. I will be trusting. I will be there. If both the parties coming together follow these guidelines, will there ever be any problem?
No,
So
there has
I
to be a
encourage people, I just encourage people, whatever relationship that you are trying to build, just go with these values that I will be trusting, I will be brave enough, I will open myself and tell them that this is what I want, this is my limitations, and this is as much I can deliver. And after that, if you get things like if the other person accepts you for who you truly are, then there it's a win-win situation. But if they do not accept you for who you truly are, then it's their loss, not yours.
yes, very true.
So they
What
will
makes
run behind a mirage and they will fall where there is no water. But whatever little water that you could have served them, they had missed it out.
true? How do we manage liars and lies?
Managing liars and lies are a little difficult because people who are lying, let's say to save themselves or to save the one who they love. Usually, these are the two reasons, why people lie. There is nothing beyond this. So, either to save their image, self image, or to save their loved one from getting hurt.
Right.
Okay? So, occasionally, we all lie for both the reasons. But someone who is a perpetual liar, like who is constantly lying left, right, center to everyone, they have serious mental issues.
Right. I get that. So, what kind of issues could be there? And how would we know
Confusion.
about those?
No, you wouldn't know, but they know. They know that they lie all the time, and they don't know that it is coming from a very deep rooted issue. The mental issue is a confusion, a state of confusion in their mind, a dilemma constantly because they don't know what is right for them, what is good for them. So while they are in a friendship or in a relationship where they are mutually benefiting, but they also want something else at the same time, and they can't prioritize any relationship. So if you cannot prioritize, then you will end up lying to both the parties. And the victim will be others, but this person inside, he is the real victim. He is the one who needs help.
Right. But Sharmishta, usually people who are in the habit, let me say, habit of telling a lot of lies, they do not realize that they are victims of anything. They think that they are just doing it for the
That's
sake
what
of
I'm
it.
saying. They do not know this, they do not realize this, but they are the actual victim inside because they cannot prioritize their lives, they cannot prioritize, they cannot make choices, they are stuck and they are confused.
Right. Can we help them in any way as recipients of lies?
of course we can help them. So what happens is that if you are the recipient, you're the victim of the liar, like the liar has been lying to you and you had been putting trust and your trust has been shattered every day, and they would be ultimately like, as a victim you would feel, am I, like, why, when someone is lied to, like let's say you are lied to and I'm lying to you, why do you feel bad? Can you tell me what makes you feel bad? What about it?
I feel that I have been made a fool of.
Exactly. So what you cannot tolerate is that you had been made a fool of, right?
Exactly.
So that is what we need to understand about the relationship, that we cannot tolerate that someone can make a fool of us. And the person who is being lied to, every time if someone is making fool of you, then you become angry and you become very resentful of that. So here there is something about you which needs to be understood as well, that you somehow detest being made a fool. There is a very low tolerance towards being made a fool. Somehow that also leads back to something that happened in the past.
Right.
Something that happened to you, maybe with your parents in the past,
Mm,
where this
mm,
lack of tolerance is coming from. So
mm. Right.
lot of work can be done. Through one experience, as I told you, every experience that we go through is a product of the choices that we have made. You have made a choice that led you to this reality of being the victim of someone's lies. So there's a lot of connection that you can make back from this experience and help yourself to heal yourself back from that past trauma, which was either your own or your parents' or someone else's, where you were deeply emotionally connected with them. And as per the liar goes, the liar
Mm,
is also a victim of his past, where he
right.
was never perhaps allowed to grow up, mature. He never
Mm-hmm.
could face the world and make choices on his own. Someone always chose for him. And he
Mm-hmm.
grew up to be an adult without the capability of making right decisions for him. So when he is in a let's say like at a point where he doesn't know whether right is good or left is good, he will choose both instead of prioritizing one over the other, and end up hurting both the people on the right and left. Because life is all about priorities, right? Making the priority, making choices based on the priority. That's all life is
Mm-hmm.
about. And if you make choices based on your priority, you know this is right for me. There's no need to lie.
Yes, okay. We have a very good question, and that is taking us in a different direction altogether. And I will thank Sana for asking this question from us. So, yes, this is the age of knowledge, and there is a lot of tech, and there are too many applications, and there are too many social apps where you can create your accounts, where you can communicate with people, you can make friends, you can have a larger social circle, and there are endless number of benefits. You can date someone, you can build a relationship, you can find your better half, right? This is what is there.
Right.
So Sana is asking, why do people make fake accounts? And why are they doing all of that? Because obviously a fake account is going to lead to a lot of lies. And coming to this point, you guys must watch Clickbait. I was watching it a couple of days back. It's a very interesting 8 episodes TV show on Netflix. Tells you a lot about what happens when someone is catfishing and there are too many fake accounts made in somebody's name. So you've got to watch it, and you've got to tell me next week in our next show what you learned from that. But for now, we will ask Sharmishta, yes, what makes people tell lies on social applications, make fake accounts, and deceive others?
So, social accounts, fake accounts, again, what is the purpose behind it? They want something and they want something else as well.
Yes.
It comes the basic, if you go back, the basic is the same. They are confused. So they do not really know what they want. And they will make several accounts trying to fish different people through those different accounts because everything they will prioritize at the same time. They're screwing up their own life and that of others. Just because of the simple reason that they do not know what is good for them. And they are
Mhm.
making a confused choice every time.
Why do you call it a confused choice, Shamishta? How is it confused? Because, in my view, they are making a very informed decision where they are taking up maybe something and creating an account and creating a persona and then going ahead talking to people as that person, pretending to be somebody they are really not, to get
Yeah.
some sort of satisfaction. It could be pleasure, it could be the fun of having a friend who thinks you are somebody you are not, it could be egoistical satisfaction, it could be monetary benefit, maybe because some people usually create fake accounts to get money from someone to solve their own problems. It could be any number of reasons. But why do you call it confused? Because in my view, it's not confused, it's very informed. They're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose on the surface, but what they are actually looking for inside, they're looking for love. But they do not know what to prioritize, the method to prioritize to look for love. For them, this is a choice that they are making to be there in different forms, different shades, and to fish just for love. Because when they're looking for money, they're offering love. When they're looking for sex, they're offering love. When they're looking for a relationship, friendship, they're also offering love. So, everyone at the end of the day, we are all looking for love. So let's take that as the guideline that we are all here talking about relationship or trying to look for a partner. We are all looking for love. So
Hmm.
why confused? I'm telling you, it's because in the last session, if you remember, I told you that love comes in three forms. One is acceptance, attention,
Hmm.
and appreciation. So these are the basic forms of seeking love. So whether they are seeking attention by those fake accounts or they are seeking acceptance, which they do not accept themselves for whatever reason, so they can only accept the idea of who they can be, but they cannot truly accept themselves. Or they are looking for appreciation, which in their life isn't there. And in the fake form, they will get the appreciation, which they do not have in their life. So they are basically confused that what is it that they're looking for in the form of those fake accounts, just are those actions based on the choices that they have made to come out looking for that. But if they truly knew what they're looking for, then they could prioritize that need over all these false actions that they are doing.
Right, I got it. I got it. Okay. We have a question from one of our viewers now, and he is saying, Muhammad Naeem, he's saying, why do we trust these types of people if we know he's lying to us?
Uh, I don't think if you know someone's lying, you'll be trusting them. Would you?
Nobody
I
will be
don't
trusting them.
know. So
Hmm.
until you know they are lying, you will be trusting them. Until then, so that's how we are. All of us, we open ourselves, we trust people until they prove us wrong. And I don't think any of us in our senses, proper senses, would go about trusting people who we know that has been lying or has lied to others, and others have come and told us, oh, listen, this guy said this or this woman did this. I don't think we will just go ahead and open ourselves to them. Perhaps circumstantially, if we meet them, we will also test the waters first before we put our feet inside.
Right. Okay. Now that brings us to our third theme, where we talked about what happens when where we're going to talk about what happens when the lie is exposed.
Oh my God, yeah.
Previously, a couple of
That,
minutes ago, we were talking about people using love to get somewhere
yeah.
because they're offering others love to get money, to get satisfaction, to get a happy life, to have a healthy relationship, to build a kind of fake person they are not, to build some kind of trust that they believe they can handle, right? What happens when all of this is exposed? What happens to love? What happens to trust? What happens to the relationship? What happens
Uh,
to a person's psyche?
Worst kind of things happen. So the person who has been lied to, the victim of the liar, obviously he or she goes through the trauma of being lied or being made a fool, uh, feeling unloved, feeling not the priority of the partner. All of that. Trust is lost. The relationship is just like a mirror, as we say. Once the mirror breaks, you just can't repair the glass anymore. So, and that needs, like, if you really want to build up the relationship again as it was before the lie was caught, it would take a lot of effort from both the parties. Secondly, the liar. When the lie is exposed, the liar is in as much trauma as the victim of the lie.
Really?
Because imagine, yes. And that's why when this happens, I tell the partner who has been lying to come for therapy as much as the other party who is the victim. Because the liar now, imagine all his life or all her life, she had built or he had built this self image of I am this nice person, this persona that was developed for so many years is gone. So
Hmm.
much hard work all our lives we do, each and every one of us, to appear good in the society, to appear good in the eyes of the other. Now it's gone. And
Hmm.
that guilt and that shame that that person carries, even though the person doesn't talk about it much, and it is the victim who gets always the upper hand, but the shame that the person carries makes him lie again, cheat again.
Okay. That's where he needs help because he needs to stop doing that.
Exactly. So
He
the
or she,
shame and the
yes.
guilt that the liar carries is very dangerous if he or she is not helped with. They will go about repeating the same over and over again, destroying one relationship to another.
What is the way out? How can we manage that guilt?
You cannot manage. You need therapy here. You need
Okay.
help. You don't know
Right.
how to get out of it. So you need
Yeah,
professional.
because that's why I asked because this is something that never came to my mind that this could
Yeah.
be the thing.
So most of
Right.
the relationships they do not bounce back in proper way is because one party
Hmm.
gets help and the other doesn't.
Hmm.
Usually, the person who has been cheated on or lied to seeks help and they go out and get help. But they come back to this person who is carrying the shame and the guilt, who cannot
Hmm.
look eye to eye to this person, who will
Hmm.
try to please this person over and over again to gain back the trust. But internally, deep down, that person is
Hmm.
traumatized. Traumatized because they are exposed of the lie, because the effort that they had made all their life, the good
Yeah.
person that they were always, is gone.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
No one
Okay,
can.
before taking questions from the audience, Sharmishta, I will move on to the next one, which is very important for us. How to manage our relationship once the lie is exposed and the liar understands that he has lied and the victim understands that he has been lied to. What is the next step? How to save the relationship? Yes, one step is towards therapy. What else can we do in your views?
What else can be done? Personally, I think both the parties, uh, without help, trust me, like I have been doing it for such a
It's
long
not gonna
time.
work. Yeah.
Without help,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. Because if both the parties are saying, okay, let's give another chance, let's start from the beginning, let's open a like new page and all do it again. But every
Hmm.
time you go back to feeling the
Hmm.
same, the victim opens the traumatic experience that oh you had done this before, you had cheated on me or you had lied on me, you will do it again. And every
Hmm.
time the victim brings up the topic, the whole cycle repeats over and over again.
Right.
And without therapy the victim is definitely going to bring back, because this becomes the weapon of the victim.
Hmm. Hmm. So, do you offer therapy for this kind of a situation?
I mean, the
Oh.
relationship counseling that I do, I always tell couples like this is a like to everyone who is watching there and who will watch in the future that if you are looking for relationship counseling, please seek help in the honeymoon period of the relationship before you start to make blunders, before you start to make wrong decisions. Please seek help when everything is going the best. Don't wait for the ship to start to rock, or let's say there was a cold and the water starts to come into your ship and
Yeah.
then you start looking for help. Don't do that's the biggest mistake that couples make. When things start to go wrong, that is when they start to seek help.
Hmm.
And that is when we have already developed low tolerance for the partner. And that is when we now have a resistance to changing ourselves. And
Hmm.
that is when we are not willing to do much anymore. But when you're
Hmm.
in the honeymoon period of the relationship, when everything is perfect, you are ready to even cut a limb for your partner. And that
Hmm.
is where the real changes happen. If both are coming with awareness what they have to do, if both the parties start the relationship as mature adults working in the present, not what happened in their past relationship or how they dealt or how others cheated on them or lied to them, but they take this relationship as the relationship of today and they start with awareness and what they need to put the best self forth, and that will take them a mile ahead than those who start with the name in the name of love but not knowing that they will not be able to live together if they do not know what they're looking for in the relationship.
Right. This is great advice. Thank you so much. I have a case. I have a scenario that I would like to throw here and get your opinion on it. Many people tell lies not because they have an ulterior motive. They tell lies because they want to avoid the worst.
Yeah.
Because if they tell the truth, the response from their partner is going to be drastic, and they are afraid of the response. And they value their relationship so much that they do not want to make the partner aggressive or to affect him in any emotional way negatively. So to avoid that, they tell a lie. But when the partner finds out that it was a lie, the response is even worse, and he loses trust or she loses trust, and then the things are drastic. So in such a case where a lie has been said to avoid the worst, to save maybe the worst case scenario and a very intense emotional misunderstanding kind of a response from the partner, what is the best way out? How that kind of a relationship be saved?
Okay, so again, there are things that we need to understand that psychologically we are all looking for acceptance, right? And wherever we fear rejection, we cover it up with a lie because lie gives us the acceptance that truth won't. So, if from the beginning of the relationship, as I was saying, when things are in the best in a relationship and people are coming from a place of awareness what they're dealing into, then it is the responsibility of both the partners to make each other know that we are coming back home here, and whatever happens, this is a place where there is total transparency and total acceptance. It doesn't it has to be created in the relationship where both the parties realize that no matter what I say or no matter what I did, if I come back home and come clean, then my partner will accept me. Maybe there is going to be some consequences, but there's never going to be rejection. So this needs to be developed, and usually people who does not do that is because they didn't get that acceptance in their childhood from their parents, where they always had to lie in order to get accepted. Or let's say they wanted to stay up late in the night and the parents were very rigid, never allowed them. But when they lied, they got their way out. And it becomes a habit. Now, when they're in a relationship, they do the same. They want to spend a night at the bar with their friends, like men going out with men friends. But they will lie with the wife that I'm at work. It doesn't need to be that way, but this has become a habit because from childhood they learned that no one will accept you for who you are unless you lie to them. It's not as shallow as it appears that, oh, he's a liar and she's not, and it's it. Everything has a background. Why the way we are? That's why people have to know. They have to be aware that why they became the way they are. Even if I am lying or you are not, why? Once we know, then only we can change ourselves for the betterment, to become our better versions.
Yes, thank you. I totally understand that. We have a row of questions from our audience now. I will take those questions and then we will move on towards helping them with better understanding. The first one is coming from Alim Anwar. He is an innovative expert. He says, my question is, what are the 5 signs that someone is lying? How do we detect a lie?
First of all, when someone's lying, you will know in the gut. You'll have some feelings in your stomach, in your heart, and you will know there is a lie. You will not be able to point a finger to it. You will not be able to just say, oh, this is the lie, but you will not trust that feeling. Just trust that feeling and know that that is true. That's the first sign. And others, unless you have the evidence, you can never prove. So everything is evidential. I don't know what other signs are there.
Yes, okay. So we move to the next question, which is even more interesting. Um, which one is better between walking away or arguments and nothing to change?
Both are
I,
defense strategies.
yeah.
All three are defense strategies: fight, flight, and freeze. These are defense strategies. We are trying to protect ourselves. So, what becomes more important is protecting me than the relationship. Three are wrong. All three are wrong.
Hmm. What is the right way of handling?
Prioritizing the relationship, not me,
Hmm.
not the person, but the relationship. Relationship is bigger than the person here.
Hmm.
So, we
You
need to
know,
prioritize the bigger goal.
yes, yes. I think, Shamishta, what I have seen people do is they try to explain why they are lying, but they cannot stop lying. And then the other person who's become a victim of lie finds it very difficult to trust them again or to go on with the relationship. And that totally spoils everything. Like you have said, it's not possible for two people to handle this all on their own. So I strongly believe therapy is a great way to figure it out, to solve the issue and to move forward. So walking away, having arguments, and finding that there's nothing to change could
None,
be.
none of all these walking away arguments or nothing to change will not resolve the situation.
Mm,
It will buy you some time, and then you will fall into another relationship which will create a pattern. Have you ever noticed that some people, some of us, we create
mm,
patterns in relationships,
yes,
like we attract this similar partners going through the similar traumas, we end the
yeah,
relationship in the same way. We create
same.
patterns. So it was never about the guy or the woman who came into our life. It was something about us that needs to resolve. And
Yes.
the relationship is the perfect projecting point. We do psychological projection into our partners. So, whatever is
Mm,
our issue, sometimes we psychologically project into our partners, not realizing that it is our problem that needs to be resolved. So, there are a
mm.
lot of things. It's not black and white in a relationship. Oh, the best thing here is to prioritize the bigger goal, which is a relationship, than to prioritize the person.
Yes, there we go. The very relevant question, and at the moment, how can you convince anyone to prioritize? Sabah Imtiaz is asking, how can we convince people to prioritize the relationship? Of course, everyone has the point to defend themselves, and they're going to go and be on the defensive. Yes, this has happened many times. This is what I've seen.
So,
People go defensive.
Sabha,
They
it's
don't
it's
care for
very
the relationship.
simple. It's very simple. So, let's say someone has cheated or someone has lied, and they come back, or they are exposed, and they just now they're in the stage of guilt and shame, and they're trying to get back and making things right. The first question is, like, why do you want to make things right? Why do you want to
Mm.
do that? Is it because the relationship is important to you? It's straightforward like that. So you ask the person, or the person who has been cheated on should be asking the cheater, so why do you want to make things right? The person would say, because I want to make the relationship my priority. Okay, you want to make the relationship your priority. I also, if that is also what you want, then you have to put in your effort now here. Yeah, I also want to do that. So now the next phase is not, two traumatized people cannot handle anything together, because they're going to end up hurting each other only. So stop mending things from here. Now, if
Mm.
you both prioritize the relationship, take this into the hands of expert from there, who's going to help you to build it back again, who's going to help you to resolve your issues that is coming up through the relationship, and the partner's issues which is coming up through his behavior, and resolve it, and then go back together. So don't, if you prioritize, both of you, the relationship, then from there is no turning back. It's no way that two traumatized people can help each other. Trust me.
Right. Right. Very true. Okay, we have a very interesting question, a long one, but yes, I would love to play it and get your input. So, Mr. Nasir Mughal is saying, I don't know if any question is, if my question is out of ongoing topic or is irrelevant. Now, my dear audience, none of your question is irrelevant. You can ask us anything. We are open to welcome all questions and answer them. So, he says, how to overcome with the fear of emotional connection with someone because of previous bad experience, or you're going through where you lost your primary loved one, and now every time you connect with someone but cannot connect emotionally 100%, and to some extent you start feeling that you are carrying fake relationship because you aren't ready to invest your whole emotion and connect 100% emotionally.
Yeah, I completely get this, Nasir. And this happens to many people. At this point, I would only advise you, just at least be true to yourself. Do not go into a relationship or try to get into a relationship because you're not ready. And if you do get into relationship in this state of mind where your heart is not open for anyone else, you're going to end up hurting the other. So please do not get into any relationship until you have been healed from your past traumas or past deeper connections that you had, until you are completely now ready to give your 100% in a relationship, because whoever is going to be in front of you will expect nothing less than 100%.
That brings us to the readiness. When exactly are we ready? How do we ensure readiness? How do we know that we are ready for a relationship?
See, relationship is a different ball game. So you have to know what is it that you're looking for. Some people are looking for sex. Fair enough. There is no judgment. But you have to be clear into what you want and go about finding those partners who can fulfill your need. Don't
Mm.
overcommit. Don't give false promises. And this is, if this is only thing that you're ready for, go ahead. And there will be plenty of other people who are also ready for that, and then that will be mutually acceptable and
Mm.
consensuous. Yet what is the problem is, if you are can give 10% of yourself but you are falsely committing 100%, but the other person doesn't know that there is something else inside of you, whether a past trauma or a past girlfriend or a past boyfriend who you are holding inside of you, then the other person has, it's not their fault. They are open, they are ready, but you know yourself. So knowing yourself, how much of you you're ready to give into the relationship and what exactly you're looking for, that clarity is so important before we
Mm.
have a relationship. So it's very important that you know what you want and prioritize that, and do not make fake or false or overcommitment towards someone else.
Thank you. That was very useful. We have one more case here. I think it's time to come to relationship. I think when it's time to come to relationship, there are certain things that come naturally from both sides. But if it is half side and that is working on, then you don't have the peace of mind. Ah, it means one person is fully in and the other person is not and is
Yeah,
struggling for peace of mind, right?
whoever is fully in will feel unloved, uncared for, not prioritized. All of that, that person will feel in the relationship, and that will continue to hurt this person who is fully into the relationship. So, here, when you notice that your partner is not fully into this, then you make a choice. You post a question to this person, asking that person, what is why are not they fully committed into the relationship as much as you are? Most
Hmm.
probably it's because again they are confused. This is from my experience I'm talking about. They are
Hmm.
confused because they do not know if this is the right person for them, so they cannot fully give themselves into this. So it is all errors that we have in life, all the mistakes or errors that we make are errors of unawareness, errors of confusion. There is
Hmm.
nothing called a mistake. Everything is coming from a space of unawareness and confusion.
All right. We have the next one from Fariha. She says, how can we prepare anyone before time? You guys, before we go ahead, yes, Fariha, thank you for asking this question. We will be winding up in 5 minutes. Um, for all the problems that you are having in your relationships and all the struggles that you are making to have a better life, please consult with Sharmishta one on one. You can contact her. You can see the number below where you can call her, and you can visit the Wellbeing Sanctuary anytime. It's located in Jumeirah. You can easily find from their website. You can also follow Sharmishta on her LinkedIn. We can only take limited number of questions and answer limited number of problems here, but yes, in order to improve the quality of relationships you are having, you need a professional guidance, and that you can have through Sharmishta at the Wellbeing Sanctuary and not definitely through our LinkedIn live broadcast. This is only to make you aware that yes, help is available. You can grab it, you can have it, and you can improve. But for this, you need to connect with Sharmishta and go to her. I have only limited time now, 4 minutes left. So I'm going to quickly take Fariha's question and call it quits. So, Fariha, she says, how can we prepare anyone before time to come and give maximum importance to any relationship that he or she wants to start? Just simple tips, if any.
Faria, this question kind of makes me feel if I would have that question for myself, that I want to control the relationship. So it doesn't work that way. You cannot prepare anyone from before, you can only prepare yourself. So just prepare yourself in the right way. Prepare yourself with all the awareness that you need, with all the help that you need getting out of your past, of your old traumas, so that you can be open and 100% like giving into a relationship, whichever comes into your life. You cannot control a relationship. So you cannot prepare anyone from before to be the right person for you. The right person will walk in only when you are ready for him or her.
Thank you so much. Yes, that was very useful. And today's episode, amazing. I learned too many things. And I realized that, yes, the best way to solve things is to first acknowledge them and then to seek professional help. You cannot be all in all, and you will not be able to solve it all on your own. The sooner we realize, the better it is for us. Thank you so much for being with me, Sharmishta. And you guys, if you want to contact Sharmishta, her contact details are below in the ticker, and Burak is here to say hi to everybody.
Love you,
Thank you so
Bara.
much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
Have a good
Thank you,
day. All of
Sharmishta.
you. Bye.
We're not broadcasting today.